Hey, welcome back to Mountain Mode Flight Logs. You're joining me here at Matsaile. Today we're heading from Matsaile here down next to the Senku River up to Lebakeng. It's about a 5 or 6 minute flight, really quick, and pleased to have you along. Please go ahead and give it a like, subscribe, let people know that this is a fun vlog to watch. Okay, so pre-flight is complete, weight and balance is done, passenger briefing not applicable, seats and belts are secure, cargo doors are closed, skull flaps are open, electrical switches checked, circuit breaker checked, avionics master off, clear! Alright, we've got a fun takeoff here with a 5% downhill slope, clear! So light on. Start lights off, pressure, power, pump and pump. Check, check. Alright. I can hear myself, so that's good. 2.1 on the tech. We've got 166 fuel remaining, that leaves me with 56 on the left, 110 on the right, no passengers. MA to LK. Solid off pressure, power pump, instruments are checked. Let's go ahead through our instruments, get them set up. 6. Okay. Alright, gas is 166, that's 2 hours 40, caps good range on sector on the left until 1:40. Flight controls, right up, left down, left up, right down, flight control. Flap and trim is checked. Switches, electrics, half left, half up, half left, half up. Okay, we're going to FX LK. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and give a ready to go call on the satellite tracker. Bearing is 270 for Lebakeng. Super close by, we wouldn't need the GPS, but it's helpful for the flight follower to see what we're up to. Alright, instruments and switches are checked. Mags, prop and mixture is set. Okay, I'm on gravel. I've got a pad underneath me, but I'm still not going to do a full power check just to protect the propeller. Okay, we got a little bit of power here to get to the top of the airstrip. And turn around and probably blast those kids with a bit of sand. Okay, a slight tailwind, maybe 5 knots maximum for the departure, and 5% downhill slope. So I'm pretty light now. I've dropped off most of my things. I'm now going to collect some people. So we've got an almost empty aircraft. So no issue with performance, and that tailwind is not too much of a bother for me today. Abort briefing. I'll abort at the, my abort point is the second marker. I'll abort if I don't get a good power check or a speed check by the second marker. Airborne past the abort point with an engine failure. 6G is gliding at 65. Grass will be left. Following the river, looking for a sandbank there in the river or a field next to the river. Then gas will go on, yellow pump, change tanks, red pump if it takes. Continue with gab, mayday, mayday, mayday. Before landing, guts, pump off, selector or flaps is required. Master off for touchdown and get out. Okay, my time for takeoff. 8:51. Time, passengers, brakes off, flaps set, wind check, and we are ready to go. Alright, so we get a nice good acceleration here with the downhill. However, the tailwind means that our takeoff run will be a little extended. Power check, speed check, continue. Airborne, flaps up. .88 knots is my best rate of climb. I can really get a good performance if I pull it all the way back to 88. Okay, I've got some field options to my right, so I'm going to go ahead and reduce the power into the yellow arc on the power and the prop. I think my mixture is set at full rich. Yeah, we're getting a little low on the fuel flow here, but just means the engine will get a little hotter than normal in a longer climb. It's not a problem for now. We're just climbing to 7,000 foot along here. Coming up to 7,000, leveling off. I can almost see Liver King. It's a really quick flight. So I am still going to lean a peak just because it's really quick to set that. And before I do that, let's just continue. Flaps up, car flaps, power set, mixture set, engine instruments, nav instruments, performance instruments, fuel caps, and radio core. I forgot to do that. I was too focused on leveling off already. Okay, we're okay. Let's go ahead and set our mixture for leaner peak cruise, which will be back at 50 litres an hour, or a little under that. It's okay as well. 49, 48. Yeah, we're just going to be here for a couple minutes. We've got 2 minutes to go till Liver King. I can see it ahead of me there, which gives me enough time to do cruise checks. Power set, car flaps, I imagine I can probably close them. 373, I'm going to close it halfway for now. Mixture set, engine instruments checked. Selector is set. 140 I'll change after Liver King, and then passengers, not applicable. Okay, I've gained a couple 100 foot here just as the updrafts happen, which is just fine. Liver King is ahead of me. I'm going to be flying over it, checking the wind, and then setting up for landing. So Liver King is 1,800 foot long. It's at 6,000 foot altitude with a 2% downslope on 1-1. I think I'll most likely be landing on 2-9. It's grass, gravel, and dirt. And we've got a hill on final approach, both directions, actually, a little ridge. And my abort in both directions is down and braking by the second marker. So Liver King is Liver King is interesting because it doesn't look particularly hard. It's situated on this ridge here, facing the mountain. It doesn't look particularly hard, but just because of where it is, it really often gets some significant up and down drops on final approach, which if it's a windy day, and if you get a little bit of a crosswind coming down this big plateau, or escarpment rather, to my right, it really makes Liver King one of the most challenging places to land in the windy season specifically. We also come here fairly often, so this is one where we're always pretty high up on our list for a difficult and challenging airstrip to access. Today should be good. We've got calm winds. I could probably land either direction today, but I'm going to go with the more typical slightly uphill landing. The interesting thing with that landing is that while it's the typical direction and maybe the slightly easier approach, the missed approach, if you do need to abort, is a lot more challenging. So really need to weigh up those things before landing here at Liver King. Okay, we've passed overhead, wind is calm, flaps down to 10. Maintaining my altitude for now, letting it slow down into the white arc so long we can go ahead with car flaps closed with our mixture set. Sector on the left is good, aux pump is off. Airstrip lasso is briefed. I have also notified flight following through the satellite tracker, so we're good there. Abort, down and braking by the second marker. If I'm not down and braking by the second marker, I will abort. Okay, so we're going to be looking very carefully for the second marker on landing, and my abort is specifically down and braking by that point. If I'm just touching down there, that's too late, I need to go around. So really need to be on the ground, applying brakes by the time I get to the second marker there. Okay, once again, what's nice with Lesotho is that each airstrip has terrain that you get familiar with where to turn. So I know for Liver King I usually turn around here as this river meanders. I have some fields straight ahead of me that I aim for on the base leg. Also start the descent. I've probably started that a little late. I'm going to go ahead with my 30 degrees of flaps, brakes checked, prop set, and a little bit of a, not exactly a 90-degree base leg here, but but I know that it works coming along this river. I want to be 7,300 foot over this ridge here on final approach. Alright, it's going to be turning final approach here to not overshoot. Continuing the descent, 70 knots, slowing down to 60 knots for final. The altitude's looking good, coming up 7,300 foot at this ridge. Full flaps, flaps are down, cowl flaps checked. Landing checklist done, green light. Alright, 60 knots on the airspeed. That's where I want to keep it for now. So usually we get some up and down drafts here in this section over the river and just before. Today it's feeling pretty smooth. There is the downdraft, power, ground speed check, approach is stable. There's the second marker coming up. I am down and I am braking. Yeah, flap sharp, cowl flaps open. Alright. So, even though it's not windy today, we still had some up and down drafts on final approach there, which makes it interesting. So you can imagine when it's windy, it's a really difficult one to access. Okay, on the ground safely. Lights are off, flaps are up, cowl flaps are open. Radio course complete. Fuel is 158. Okay, avionics are off, electrical equipment's off. Mags, we're into ground check, we just shut down with the master switch off and post flight. Alright, thanks again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the flight this morning. Be sure to hit subscribe and like, and that'll really help this channel to grow. So see you next time. Thanks a lot. Cheers.